Hello, Potato, and welcome back to the Soup March. We're at the very end now, just about. Just 3 soups left. Pizza, udon, and smoky chili hot ones. So let us, without further ado, see what soup we're going to have today. It's the last day. The last day we're going to need to use the Terran Empire Publishing or Once a Day Designs Dice and Tower here. Because, of course, for the next leg of the Soup March, we'll just need to use the Mystical Magical Coin to choose between whichever of the 2 are left. So let us roll the dice and see that today we have rolled a 2, which means it's time for some udon. From Shirakiku, fresh Japanese style udon, modèle japonais frais udon. I guess this must be for France as well. Not France, for Canada as well. Sanukiya Udon, which I'm probably horribly mispronouncing. It's microwave okay. 290 calories per portion, which is 1 container. 66% of your daily sodium, so that's not great, but that's not the worst. And 7 grams of protein. Put noodles, liquid soup in bowl, pour hot water up to the line printed on outside of bowl, heat for 3 minutes in the microwave. So we have to put in hot water and microwave it. Interesting. I think I've done that before though. I think I've done that with, I think Nongshim has done some like semi-fresh udon bowls that were like that. Put the flakes and bonito, then mix and serve. Contents are hot after heating. Well, I should certainly hope so. So we need hot water and the microwave. So I'm not going to bother bringing the kettle back here because we have to microwave it anyways. Let's just take a look and see what there is to look at. Other than the fact that I need to get a new blade for that box cutter, which I've said many times before. So yeah, Shirakiku is, I don't think I've ever had anything instant from them before. I don't think they've ever been on Just Add Water Wednesday, but this is the brand of udon noodle I usually get that I have in my freezer right now for when I want to make udon at home. So I have every reason to think that these are going to be good noodles and hopefully good sauce. We have liquid soup. It's very, very soy sauce. We have our bonito flake. That's nice. I don't think I've ever had one that actually had bonito flake in it before. We have our dried flake sachet, which I'm guessing will be green onions. We have our udon. So I think it was Nongshim. I don't know if I did a video. It may have been before videos. But there was an udon bowl that I think actually Costco still carries it. That I'd had dehydrated fish in it. It didn't have this. It had like dehydrated, that fish cake. Oh, I can never remember the name of it. But you know, it's that fish cake. It's like long and comes on a like piece of wood. It's kind of loaf shaped, usually pink on the outside, but not always. They have like white versions as well. Yeah, that stuff. Usually it was like dried versions of that. I wonder what this will be. Well, we'll find out in a second here. So yeah, we need to put everything in here. And then I'm going to go, it's good till September of this year. Put everything in here and then I'll go add some hot water and microwave it both. And we'll come back and we'll have some fresh Japanese style udon. Nothing weird about this one. This is one of the more normal things. Honestly, I picked it up because I needed a couple more things to fill out the ranks of the Soup March once we had our proper goods and our hot ones and our sipping broths. And I thought, I'd never tried this one. It came in a big bowl, and I didn't have any udons in the Soup March lineup. So, and I like udon. This is the kind of udon, maybe a little thicker, but this is the kind of udon I really do prefer. The big, thick, there's the tear open. The big, thick, chewy noodles. Love them. Love the texture. Love the the feel in the mouth feel. That textural mouthfeel. It's our noodles. So yeah, these are a little gummier than like the instant tteokbokki tends to be, but not a ton. It's got a little bit of an oily coating on it. Then we have, should we do all that at the end? Okay, these go on at the very end, so we'll hold those aside until I come back. But we'll put in our liquid soup here. And that way we can give it a try. I'm gonna guess very strongly of soy. It looks very soy, doesn't it? Soy. Soy far, soy good. All right, let's get a drop of that. Very strong, very salty. Oh, maybe a little fishy, but not a ton. Not as much as one might expect from a bonito flavored ramen. What do we have in here? Should look at that before we poured stuff in. Wheat flour, modified tapioca starch, salt, corn oil, lactic acid, acetic acid, liquid supergo, soy sauce. Well, there we go. Bonito extract, anchovy extract, malt syrup, sugar, salt, dried flake is green onion. There we go. Fried starch. So maybe some, maybe like some tofu kind of looking things in there. Red pepper powder, laver, or dehydrated fish cake. Also, there's gonna be some of that in there. Roasted bonito flake. All right, well, here's our little bit of broth. So yeah, I'm gonna go boil some water, fill it to that line, and when I come back, we will have udon. So I will be right back. Here, just put that right there. See you in, well, probably 5 minutes. I have to boil the water first. See you in like 5 minutes. And now I'm back with a very, very hot pot of Sanukiya Udon. It did warn you to be hot when you heated it, so it truly is. Ooh. So it didn't say whether or not to put the lid back on or not, so I kind of put it on part way because I didn't want like the pressure to build up and blow the lid off inside the microwave. But at the same point, I didn't want this to, I don't know, maybe bubble or... Okay, so our noodles are not... Noodles are still kind of clumped together, but kind of makes sense. But that's why I did say to stir well, right? Let's get those all loosened up. All loosey-goosey, yeah, it's better. And then we will add our flake. And our flake. All right. Let's start with the dried flake sachet. And get a good look at what all is in there. I mean, I think we know from reading the little glancing at the ingredients what it's going to be, and it is, of course, predominantly green onion. But yeah, we have some other like little like tofu-y kind of bits in there. No, that's green onion. So I think these are the fish flakes. I think we had some of these not all that long ago in some tteokbokki, and they added a nice extra fishy flavor to it. I'm not seeing what I was expecting as far as the fish cake goes, but again, this is a different brand of soup than the other one I had that had fish cake in it. So that's just all little dehydrated bits of things. Predominantly green onion, way too much green onion. And then we have our bonito flake, which again, this will be the first for me having in a Just Add Water Wednesday type of deal. Let's have a little bonito flake. It's got a strong like aroma to it when you not a big strong flavor on the tongue, but very much in the nose. And of course, the fun thing about bonito flake is when you get it on takoyaki, it frequently looks like it's alive. I wonder if it'll do that in here. And a little bit. I mean, we're putting it into a lot of water, but you can see, yeah, you can see some shrivelage. Get you the privilege to see the shrivelage that bonito flake does as it gets hot and moist. All right, so let's, I guess, stir everything up now, because I mean, it did say to stir it up after adding in the flake packets. Put in the flakes and the bonito, then mix and serve. Let's give it all mixed up. Surprised it doesn't want you to wait a little bit after putting in those dehydrated bits to let them, you know, hydrate up. That little bit of fish is like stuck at the back of my mouth, like on the end of my tongue. Doesn't want to go down, doesn't want to come forward. Guess putting a sliver of dehydrated bonito in my mouth was not a great idea. It's got a very smoky, like, aroma flavor kind of to it. I would describe it more as smoky than fishy. It's pretty good though. I definitely like it. All right. I mean, I've had, because I've had bonito before on like takoyaki. I've never had it in instant udon. Or, nope. That, of course, is the main problem with trying to put udon in a spoon, is that udon is heavy and wants to just roll right out. All right, let's get some udon there. Let's get some broth in there. Nope, stay put. And try us some fresh Japanese style udon, Sanukiya Udon from Shirakiku. There it is, and here it goes. Oh, it's hot. Noodles are pretty nice. Maybe a little softer than I would prefer, a little bit softer than the Shirakiku frozen noodles come out. But again, they were both like put in hot water and then microwaved, and they were in a packet on a shelf shipped from, I don't know where. From, imported by Wismatech Asian Foods in Vancouver and Santa Fe. I'm going to guess Santa Fe. Product of Korea. Huh, that's interesting. So it's Korean Japanese noodles. Let's try a little bit of that broth on its own, because that had a nice flavor to it before being diluted. That's kind of, dilution has been sort of the enemy of a lot of the soup broths from these instant things this month. So let's see if we have a good soup broth for the Soup March, third from the final episode. Well, definitely not as strong as it was in the in the concentrate form, obviously. I get more of a fishy flavor out of it now than I do a soy flavor. It's very soy concentrated, but in the spoon here, it's very fishy. But like in the best possible way. The broth we usually use when we make udon here at home has, I think actually has bonito in it. And so it tastes a little bit similar. I don't usually add soy to that just because I don't feel like it needs any more sodium. And that's probably part of why this has so much sodium, is it's got soy as like the main ingredient for the soup broth. But it's very nice. Again, noodles could be a little chewier, but they're not far off. They're certainly acceptable. I want to say the ones that I think they were by Nongshim. Their noodles I think were a little bit chewier than this. But these are still good. And the broth has a nice flavor to it, nice fishy flavor. Like, again, the best, possibly very, very just super savory. I guess umami would be the term. Not spicy at all, but it doesn't really need it. This actually is something I'm not going to go add chili oil to it before I finish it. This is actually very nice the way it is. It doesn't need heat. It's, I mean, aside from being steaming hot, which you can probably see on camera there, it doesn't need spice. It's got lots of lovely fishy flavor to it, and it is one of the few instant noodle things I can say doesn't need any spice to add to it. The flavor is pretty much perfect the way it is. Yeah, if anything, I would want the noodles to be a little firmer, but that is the only criticism I really have to this. The flavor is actually is wonderful. No need to change that at all. Flavor's great, just noodles could be a little tiny bit firmer. Yeah, can we get any of this? This is all rehydrated now. Can we get a little bit of this? Nope, that's actually noodle. Here we go, the piece of that starch stuff. So I guess it's supposed to be similar to like fried tofu. Let's give that a try. Yeah, just kind of squishy, sodden. It's got a nice flavor to it as well. I don't know if it's just that it's really picked up the flavor of the broth, But it's got kind of a nice smoky flavor, maybe from the bonito. But it does just kind of disintegrate in your mouth. There's no real there to it. And also, with as much onion as I put in here, it's not super oniony. I guess the fish flake really did just kind of integrate in here. I mean, it's still here, I'm sure. But like, I can't like grab a piece of it. I mean, it was still like paper, like tracing paper thin to begin with. That's not too surprising. But yeah, this is lovely. This is a lovely little lunch. I'm glad I was looking for things to add to the soup march to fill out the ranks, to fill out the legs of the march. It is not, I do not normally eat udon with a spoon, which, because as you can see, that's a bit of a fool's errand. Yeah, that just isn't working at all. Here we go. Got one. Got one. I mean, this is a nice way to be able to make sure that you get some broth and some noodle in each bite, which you don't really get when you're just eating it normally, which is what I'm going to do when I finish recording here. Yep, lovely flavor. Could be chewier, but otherwise, that's like literally my only note is it could have been just the eenciest bit chewier. But that's it. That's my only complaint for it. So I'm actually going to rate this. What did I give the garlic hot ones? Because those were really nice. Those were like, I think I gave it a like a soft 8, right? Like I said, like an 8- or a 7+. I'm actually gonna put this right along with it. It's not spicy. It would be a hard 8, an 8+, if it had just a slightly chewier noodle to it. But the flavor is just lovely, savory, fishy flavor. And it doesn't need any spice. It's not not spicy or heated at all. The cooking method is just one that I'm not particularly used to, having to add hot water and microwave. But it was easy enough. I mean, this definitely be something you could easily do at work. I've had ones at work, and I think it was the Nangshan ones, where you had to heat the noodles in water first and then drain them and then add your soup base, and I think maybe some more water. And again, the noodles in those were a little bit better, but flavor-wise, I have no complaints. This certainly stands up to it, if it doesn't beat it. So yeah, this is again, this is like the garlic chili hot ones. This is an 8-, 7+, one of the better things we've tried on the soup march. It basically met my expectations. It was what I wanted it to be. It was what it says it is. It didn't say it was one flavor and then be another flavor. It didn't claim to be spicy and then not be. So only criticism I have is it could have been just a tiny bit chewier. And with that, we will retire our dice and our dice tower, because next time on the soup march, there's just going to be 2 options left. And that's going to be between 2 of the soups that actually started the soup march, that led to the soup march: Proper Goods pizza soup and the Asha Hot Ones smoky chili. These were soups that ended up picking up that sort of were like the seeds to soup month. And they're where we end up. So whatever we have next time on the next episode of the soup march, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting food one way or another. Just will it be spicy, or will it just be a bizarre but potentially good flavor of soup? Only one way to find out. But while you wait to find out, why don't you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this at all, and then come on back in a couple more days for the penultimate leg of the Soup March 2025.